So tons of people out there are going to tell you to sell everything in the crypto market with the recent crash that's happened over the past 24 to 48 hours. And in this video, I have some very bearish news to share with you. I also have to share some very bullish news, and I want to share with you my take on what I'm doing with my portfolio. And as always, it's not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Crypto is very risky. As you've seen within the past 24 to 48 hours, your portfolio can fluctuate a lot. And if you sell, you can lose a lot of money in these markets if you don't know what you're doing. But on the contrary, you can make a lot of money in these markets if you know exactly what to do. So as always, you should do your own research and don't buy, don't sell anything we talk about on this channel. You know, if I hold something, I'm going to share that with you, but you obviously know that doesn't mean you should do the same thing. And so these are all for educational, informational videos only. So let's dive right into the news and let's talk about the bearish news first on what's happening in the market. Why is Bitcoin selling off? Why is XRP down at the time making this video? Will it go lower, or is the market bottomed out just yet? That's what we're going to talk about in this video. So first and foremost, the bearish news. Well, the German government has been dumping Bitcoin, and we've seen Mt. Gox repayments happen. So a lot of people out there, they are fearful of, you know, a massive sell-off. So some whales have been taking some profits alongside this, but more so than anything, there's been a liquidation that's been taking place of a lot of long traders. And what happens in crypto is there's leverage traders on both sides of the spectrum that either short the market or long the market on leverage. And when these liquidations take place, it can cascade in either the upside or in the downside. In the case of GME, the short squeeze that took place, it cascaded in the upside for that short squeeze, right? Because they were shorting the market, then they had to buy long to cover their positions. But on the other side of the spectrum, it can get very bad. It can be a disaster. And so we're going to discuss that a little bit more. But also, Jerome Powell, you know, in his latest speech, the FOMC minutes released confirmed the hawkish stance of the Fed on rate cuts this year, because, you know, they've been hawkish for a while, they paused for a bit, and they're going to need to cut rates at some point. So the CME Fed Watch is indicating 2 rate cuts this year. And for the Fed's next FOMC meeting, you know, Jerome Powell's going to come out, he's going to share his stance, he's going to talk about what's going to be happening next for that. So the probability of a 25 basis point rate cut in September has jumped to about 66.5% from 59% last week. And the last few times that the Fed went from raising rates to pausing rates like they've done recently to then cutting rates and drastically cutting rates is when we saw the 2008 crash. We saw the 2000 dot-com bubble boom. And so this is what's causing a lot of fear in the markets as well too, because people think that rate hikes are bad for the markets. No, that's not true. As you guys know, Bitcoin, the rest of the crypto market went up while the Fed was raising rates. Rate pauses aren't necessarily bad for the market, because in 2000 and 2008, we saw the stock market absolutely rally, go parabolic. Well, not necessarily parabolic, but for stockholders, it was parabolic, right? But they went up. It wasn't until they started cutting rates. And so in September, we'll see what the Fed decides to do, if they push off the rate cutting, or if they start cutting, and how rapidly they'll start cutting based on what Jerome Powell says. So we need to be ready for that. Now, in the crypto space, miners have been getting capitulating because they're going broke, because smaller, less efficient miners aren't able to afford, you know, to keep mining Bitcoin. So they're having to sell, whereas bigger miners, though, are accumulating. So that's when I get into the bullish news here in a little bit. Now, look at the miner capitulation chart that you can see on the screen right now. This is right alongside schedule, because after Bitcoin's halving, this has always happened. You know, Bitcoin's chopped around 3 months to 12 months post Bitcoin's halving the past few market cycles. And so nothing out of the ordinary right now, because there's really 2 markets we can be in. There's a trending market, or there's a ranging market. Now, in a trending market, we either trend up, bull run, or we trend down, bear market. And in a ranging market, it's boring because we trade sideways, but it also creates a lot of fear, because the longer that we trade sideways, that's when the negativity gets louder and louder and louder, and the fear grows, and people start to tell you to sell everything, get out now, right? So the reason why I titled this video that is because that's what a lot of people are saying. But in my opinion, which I'm going to share with you in a little bit, this is very bullish news, because as you can see right here on the miner capitulation chart, what happened after Bitcoin's halving, 3 to 12 months after, is Bitcoin went absolutely parabolic. So don't get lost in the sauce of daily price action. Now, in terms of bullish news, okay, there's a lot more bearish news, but I really don't see it as that bearish. I see it as, the most amount of bearish news usually comes out when the markets, I've seen a bottom and they start to recover. $14 billion of Bitcoin shorts will be liquidated when Bitcoin goes to around $70,200, and $22 billion will be liquidated if the price goes back to the all-time high for Bitcoin. So almost no longs are remaining, roughly around $100 million to like 55,000. So the market is very one-sided to the short side right now. And what that simply means is as more of these longs get liquidated, people start shorting the market, well then the leverage starts to build up for short traders, and then they will need to be liquidated. And so these market makers in these exchanges play the game against these leverage traders. And so if you can understand where the most amount of leverage is, you'll generally get an idea of where the market will most likely move next. Now, there's no 100% guarantee, looking at this type of stuff, that the market will move exactly where you want it to move. There's just a higher probability. So what we do on this channel, and the reason why you want to subscribe, like this video, watch these other videos, is because we play the game of probabilities. Because I'm not a Nostradamus, okay? I can't read the future. For me to tell you exactly what's going to happen next, what most likely won't happen, but probabilities is what I look at. And so Bitcoin, what I look at big time on in terms of relative strength index, is when we're overbought and we're oversold. So Bitcoin's RSI on the daily chart is right around 30. It's at I think 31 last time I checked the chart before making this video. It might even be lower than that. I mean, if Bitcoin dips down to $55,000 or 52 or $50,000, Bitcoin's RSI would most likely drop below 30 and be in the 20 range. Now, also when we look at XRP, so XRP's RSI is at 30 on the daily. That is extremely bullish in my opinion, because I look at things different than most of the markets, as should you, because when everyone is bearish, be bullish. When everyone is bullish, be bearish. Or as Warren Buffett, who's richer than your great-grandpappy, all of them combined, your whole family and everyone in your family tree, times 10 million, well, he always says, be fearful when other people are greedy, and greedy when other people are fearful. So if a multi-billionaire, one of the wealthiest men alive, have said that, then that's got to be a fact. It can't be a theory anymore. So let's relate that to the relative strength index. Well, when XRP or Bitcoin is oversold, then be bullish. When it's overbought, then be bearish. So we are oversold right now. XRP is at 30. Sure, it could be more oversold, and XRP could dip down to like 30 cents. It's possible. Don't get me wrong. When I say XRP is going to have a major reversal and go parabolic at some point, that doesn't mean that the sell-off to the downside is done, because we still have a lot of economic headwinds that are negative right now with the Fed and what I just talked about. So, for me, that's bullish, because I just get more excited to buy more. That's what I do with my portfolio. I'm just holding right now. Guys, I've been holding for a long period of time, and, like I told you, I bought into Bitcoin at $16,700, and I rotated into a lot of altcoins, and I even gave an altcoin pick for you guys yesterday. It's up. That's outperforming the markets. And so that's what you get on this channel. You can be able to find projects that are going to outperform the market. And if you go to bullrunners.com, you subscribe to our daily video newsletter. We'll keep you up to date, and you'll also be informed when we drop our altcoin secrets book. We're getting ready to launch that for you guys and provide you with a lot of education information in our crypto platform. So it's been taking a long time to build, but we know you're going to love it. So the federal court ruled as well too that BNB, Binance, their token of their sales, are not securities in the lawsuit that they've been going through. So the SEC took yet another loss. They've been getting hit left and right alongside Ripple. First, the SEC case is going to come to an end this month, according to a lawyer by the name of Fred Rispoli. Now, if he's wrong, okay, we're gonna put a petition out there potentially to change his name to Fred Ravioli, because he better get this right. He was saying like July 13th or July 14th, so that's in like 10 days. So we'll see if he's right. Obviously throwing out predictions out there of dates, maybe it happens. But either way, it's going to happen at some point, and we're nearing the end of the lawsuit. It's been going on for so long, guys. The lawsuit's not going to last forever. A lot of people think that's going to last another 5-10 years, are completely delusional. Ripple also just released their new Try It feature in the Ripple Payment API documentation, letting developers test API requests in real time without logging in or using real funds. So this is going to bring a lot of developers to set up payment applications using Ripple's technology. And so by the end of this year, when the European Union MiCA regulations go into the full transition phase and USDT is, gone from the markets, and, you see Ripple's stablecoin out there, the automated market maker is working flawlessly, and Ripple's partnerships keep expanding. And then we see the ISO standard go live by like 2025. Well, that's even more bullish news than ever before. So I really don't feel any fear. I look at the fear and I'm like, the fear, in my opinion, let me know if you guys think I'm right or wrong here in the comments below, but I think the fear is coming from newbies in the markets. I think it's from people that have never been through a bull run before, and this is their first time being in this market of this type of volatility. Even if they've been an investor for 10, 15, 20 years in the stock market, crypto's completely different. It's a whole different beast, okay? It's a different market, different beast. And so you got to be willing and ready to ride that volatility of those 20% dips, 30% dips, 40% dips. I mean, what we've seen thus far in this bull run is nothing compared to the last bull runs. If you were around for that 2016, 2017 bull run, there were frequent 30%, 40% dips, multiple that you just had to eat. You had to take that punch and that uppercut right on the chin multiple times, and it was scary. It sucked because when the dips get the most intense and the sell-off is at the bottom, that's when your instinct or your fear-based instinct, right, is going to tell you, sell, run, fight or flight. It's time to run. It's time to sell. It's time to get out now. It's time to sell everything. And then when you sell everything, then the markets go back up, and then when you're at an all-time high, right before a correction, right before a sell-off, when we're in a trending market, we're just going up and up and up and up and up. That doesn't last forever. Eventually, there's a steep sell-off on the other side. Well, then your greed-based emotions, your greed-based instinct is going to tell you to buy more, buy more. We're going up. We're going to keep making new all-time highs. And so you just have to look at your emotions, and you have to just almost do the opposite of what your emotions are telling you. So your emotions are like a compass of what not to do. So if your emotions are telling you to buy more, buy as much as possible at the top, just do the opposite of that. If we're seeing a sell-off 20, 30, 40, 50%, and your emotions are telling you to sell everything, do the opposite of that. Now, if you can train your emotions to be accurate, meaning when the markets are down massively, if your emotions are feeling like buy, now's the time to buy, you've reversed your psychology completely. So that takes training to do, and I still have moments where I feel like selling. When I wake up, I'm like, oh my God, I checked my portfolio and it's down. It's down a good amount. Don't get me wrong, guys. I'm not some guru here that never sees a portfolio go down. My portfolio is down a lot, but you don't lose until you sell, right? You also don't make money until you sell. So at some point, you're going to have to sell. At some point, you're going to have to buy if you haven't bought in anything yet. So look at these dicks. Don't look at these dicks, all right? Okay, this isn't that type of channel here. I ain't going to show you that, all right, you sicko? So look at these dips as the opportunity to back up the truck all the way to the bank, grabs the bag, pack them and stack them, leave no bags left behind, because we believe the spending power of the dollar is going to keep going down in value. That's a fact based on inflation. A lot of people out there that have not been studying inflation, they haven't been studying what's happening in the dollar, they look at the crypto market and they say, yeah, crypto's going down. Crypto, you're going to lose all your money in crypto, but yet they're saving all their money in US dollars, are absolute idiots. They don't know what's going on. They haven't seen what the US government is doing. They haven't paid any attention to what China's doing, dumping US treasuries, backing up the truck for gold, precious metals. They haven't seen what the BRICS nations are doing, teaming up Brazil, Russia, India, China, Saudi Arabia, South Africa, and then all these other countries applying for the BRICS nations. Their GDP has been growing rapidly, and so the US dollar is at the peak of its dominance, guys. And with Saudi Arabia's deal expiring with the US to basically do deals in petroleum and oil with the US dollar, that expired. Who are they choosing to work with now more than ever before? China. So what does that mean for you? Well, does that mean you should get out of the dollar, or does that mean you should stay in the ship? Even though the dollar, crypto goes down quicker than the dollar, think of a dollar that is a mortal wound from Mortal Kombat that will just never heal, and it'll slowly bleed out until it's dead. So you can choose a slow, painful death, or you can choose a rocky roller coaster that is very, very fun, and also it's very, very scary at the same time. It's up to you. Or you can hedge into both. For me, I believe in diversification. So, holding a good amount of precious metals like silver. I believe a lot in silver. That's going to do very well because it's actually usable. It's used in all these buildings. It's used in car batteries. It's used in the phone that I'm filming this on. Gold is going to do great as well too. I think gold's going to be revalued a lot higher. I just don't think the upside for gold is as high as something like XRP long term, or HBAR, or XLM, or Chainlink, or Ondo, or Ethereum, you see what BlackRock's doing with Ethereum, guys. Larry Fink has said that the future is tokenization of real world assets. So real world asset projects. So Chainlink, Ondo is going to have, I think, more upside than Chainlink. Chainlink is going to be the large cap that's going to do very, very well. So a lot of projects you can diversify into, so you don't have to just wait for your XRP portfolio to go to the beaches of the moon. And then watch my video I made yesterday talking about another project that's outperforming the markets right now in the gaming space. I think you guys are going to absolutely love it. So I will see you guys in the next video. I will see you on bullrunners.com. As always, you know what to do. Stay bullish.
So if you're ready to become the first millionaire in your family tree with crypto, and you want to get early access to our underground guidebook to become a crypto millionaire when it's released, then all you need to do right now is go to bullrunners.com, and you're going to get exclusive early access to alerts on explosive altcoins with timely notifications about high potential projects before they hit the mainstream market. You're also going to get access to daily market analysis videos where you can watch daily videos like this to stay up to date on the latest trends and updates in the cryptocurrency market. And you're also going to receive pro trading strategies and tools for you to access proven trading tips and institutional grade indicators to refine your trading strategy. So don't miss out on the launch of our new underground guidebook called Altcoin Secrets that's going to help you discover the next 100x altcoin. All you need to do to get early access is go to bullrunners.com, click the button on the page, put in your best email address, and you'll be instantly subscribed for the early bird list when it's released. We know you're going to love it.